This is Hippie Joey, and today I'm going to teach you about different hand positions and different hand sounds. So first we're going to start with the basics, and then we're going to move to more advanced stuff. And if you're just beginning, I advise you not to watch this video until you are more advanced than a mature player. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the basic hands fingering, and right now I'm going to tell you that all 5 fingers make a different sound. And when I mean that is, I mean when you play, everybody knows that, you know, this has a more upper sound than this has a lower sound. Your first finger has a lower sound than your middle finger, which has a higher sound. Now, where if you want to actually switch that around, but you actually will lose a bit of more pitch, you take your your ring finger, and you play with your middle finger and your ring finger on the chords, and it switches the sounds around. So you can just easily play, and then when you want to switch it, you take your middle and your ring finger and you play like that, and it switches it very easily. But it makes more of a rich, tony sound than your your first finger. So you got to keep that in mind, that when you play with your ring finger, it makes more of a rich tone sound, which is nice for when you play with your middle finger and your ring finger, because they actually go together. Now, if you want more of a chime sound, more of a lower, less rich sound, you'd play with your pinky and your ring finger, keeping it as a chime, which is really nice. So what I'd say is your pinky and your first finger go together, and your middle finger and your ring finger go together. I usually play with a pick on my ring finger, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm not going to do that in this video. So the next segment on that, and your thumb gives more of a phantom sound, which is really nice for operas and classical music. Now I'm going to go on to the taps, where instead of playing with my thumb, which is nice, I'm going to show you how to play with your fingers. So where you would take your first finger, and on the same one you would just tap it down like your thumb. And this is a video for sound, so that is what I'm going to show you. Is where if you take your thumb, it's a heavier sound. Your first finger, lower sound, a bit heavier. And that is how that goes. Or you can play with your ring finger and your first finger. Where instead of having that high sound with your middle finger, you use the low sound on your ring finger, and an even lower sound on your first finger, which sounds nice if you don't want it too high depth. Or you can play with your pinky, when you do that, you're reversing the ups and downs on your fretboards. So you'd be using, when you use that, your first finger would be you go into the 7 and your pinky would be reaching the 9, but playing on the 7th fret. Now I'm gonna show you pops, where same as the taps and pops and normal playing and everything else, these also have a different sound, where if I'm gonna pop with my first finger and middle finger, you know, the same dialogue, low for the 7 and high for the 5, or however you want to go on the fretboard. So you just, you know, and it's the same attitude and same persona as the taps. And that's the easiest way to actually do that, instead of, you know, if you want to do that on the same string. Now I'm going to show you the ways to, if you want to go lighter on a tap and a pop. Now if you want to go lighter, you tap it, but you try and making sure that your string doesn't touch any metal on where the frets are, and it just makes a little low drum kind of cowbell sound without touching any metal. And you could also do that with your pops, and which is really nice. And it's, you know, it may seem like you're, you know, just normally playing, but as you could hear with the taps and pops, it's really not. It's its own sound than that. When it's actually, and when you're playing normally low pop, where it's not touching the metal, it doesn't sound like you're normally playing either. It has its own sound from a normal sound on your pops. And now, this is why I said this is for more of the advanced player, is I'm going to show you how to play backwards, where you can have your A's and stuff like that. You see? You know, so you're joining, you're at home, you're listening to music, and you just pick it up and you're like, hey guys, you know, I'm the greatest. Look what I could do. I can play backwards, man. And it's kind of like a wind chime. When you're playing like that, it's more of a wind chime. You know, and you can pinch play, where you would just take your first finger or middle finger or whatever sound you want, and you just put them both on one string. And you play like that. You know, you just pinch on both and you pull them at the same time, and there's its own sound. You can do that here. You could play normal, you could strum, you could play normal, you could pull, you could tap, pop, play, you know, and it's like a wind chime. So if you're in, or even if you're in, you know, you want your intro to be a wind chime sound, you could just easily play like that, and it's just really easy, simple wind chimey sound. backwards playing. And now I'm going to show you where, if you're playing with music or you just don't know how to do a sound, the easiest way to just to say, hey, you know, I know how to play music but I really don't, is you can leave your E open and you can just play with your G. And you can just easily do that. When I just did that, I was just strumming with my thumb and I was strumming with my finger. I wasn't doing no pulls, I wasn't doing no taps. I was just strumming with my thumb and my finger at the same time. Or if you want to go more advanced than that, you could do a pop with your thumb and a tap with your finger. And what I did there wasn't a full pop, it was just a light and a heavy tap and a light pop. And then you go heavier and then you go back lighter with it. And you could also do that, and you can make it a bit heavier. You can play more back, but you'd have to be playing faster for it doesn't make as long as of a note or of a sound, where when you play in the middle of it, it makes it a bit more heavier. And it gets more echoey more you go up. You know, if you're playing here, it's a bit heavier, but it's still an echo. Lighter, 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 smoother, full sound, heavier, and it just gets heavier more back you go. But that's all I'm going to show you on this segment. Next I'm going to show you different sounds using fretboard. So look forward to that. Push like if you like this video so other people can watch. And have a good day from Hippie Joey. Thank you.